Hello once again. Welcome to the Stacking to Win podcast. I'm Big Italy 42 here talking about some top stacks courtesy of our writer at Zach Scott Moxie. And top one here should be no surprise to you. The Green Bay Packers against the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers have gotten gashed. 31 points a game allowed. They've allowed 90 points in the last two games since allowing 3 in the opening week win against the Minnesota Vikings. So this is a phenomenal play here. Obviously, we've got Devontae Adams looking like he's going to sit. So your stack here, Aaron Rodgers, Randall Cobb. You could throw in James Jones. You could alternate James Jones. All three of those guys together might not be a bad route to go. I mean, if you had that stack this past Monday with all of them going off, Rodgers with 5 touchdowns, 3 of them to Cobb, a couple of them to James Jones. I mean, that right there, that's a hell of a performance. So Aaron Rodgers certainly more than capable. Those are his top 2 targets. That's a great spot for them. As Zach mentions here, 382 yards a game allowed by the 49ers. Packers have a team total just under 30 points there. Ty Montgomery is a guy you could throw in as a filler, a value play there as well. And, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is just locked in. He looks like MVP again, looks unstoppable, and 49ers haven't stopped anyone, and they also haven't played anyone anywhere near the caliber of Aaron Rodgers. Really the only thing not going for him this week is the 49ers could potentially just be that bad that you don't need to throw the ball in the second half. But we've seen Aaron Rodgers more than capable of paying off price tags in a half alone even. So certainly not too concerned about that. I'd like to think they could put up at least enough of a fight on the offensive end. Next up, the Colts and the Jaguars, 29-point team total for the Colts. And Zach mentions here he was on the Colts last week. Let him down, but the fourth quarter, Andrew Luck just in the fourth quarter, 9 for 11, 121 yards, a couple touchdowns. And this is a great matchup against the Jags team that gave up 51 points last week to the Patriots. And this is a Jags team that just does not have great playmakers on the defensive side. They're allowing 30.3 points per game, 19 fantasy points to quarterbacks. Andrew Luck is listed as questionable, so certainly this is a very, very important thing to monitor throughout the week. It's Friday now, so definitely a spot to look at over the final 2 days. Make sure he's in. He's listed as questionable. Certainly if he plays, he's not going to be limited. Imagine they're not going to be taking any chances with him, especially in a game they should win either way. But certainly monitor that. T.Y. Hilton and Dante Moncrief are going to be popular plays with him. Hilton a little bit more expensive, but hasn't quite had that breakout game yet. We've seen this before from Hilton. He's got huge double touchdown, 2 touchdown upside, 150 yards plus. Has potential for that we've seen before. So certainly keep that in mind. This stack certainly changed a lot though if Andrew Luck is unable to play. So we'll check back in and see there. But if he goes, this is a very, very viable stack there. Next up, he's got the Raiders against the Bears. This is going to be a fun one this week, a popular one even. All of a sudden, the Raiders looking like a viable team. And a potent offense. I mean, you got Latavius Murray, you got Derek Carr and Amari Cooper. You've seen Amari Cooper over the past couple weeks see over 20 targets, hauling in a bunch of them. Derek Carr has thrown for 300 yards in back-to-back games. Bears allowing 35 points a game, listed at 31st against the pass, according to Football Outsiders. And you've even got Michael Crabtree, who has 33 targets in the first 3 games as a contrarian play there. You can throw in Derek Carr, obviously throwing a lot. Latavius Murray giving you some balance with that great running game there. So this is an offense that really everything's all in play here. And Raiders are 6th in the NFL in yards per game at 387.7, 10th in points per game at 25.7. That's including a really bad performance against the Bengals in Week 1. So this is an offense over the past couple weeks has been outstanding. Certainly one that you're looking to get some pieces of here. Contrarian stack, he's got the Chargers here. Phillip Rivers, we've seen him get together with Keenan Allen. He's had 2 huge games. Obviously, Keenan Allen caught his last touchdown, not from Phillip Rivers in a blowout last week, but Browns giving up nearly 400 yards a game, 24 points. They have been terrible against the run, which puts Melvin Gordon in play here. Chargers averaging over 400 yards a game. Lots of things going here. He mentions that Keenan Allen is his favorite play. It's hard to argue with that. 17 or more targets in 2 of 3 games. And Danny Woodhead, nice contrarian guy to put in there. Pass catcher, gets some runs out of the backfield. Gets red zone targets, red zone looks out of the backfield as well. And biggest team total of 26.5 is just low enough that they should fly under the radar. But this is a Browns defense that just has not looked good. Got shredded last week, once again, by the Raiders. So that will wrap things up here for the Stacking to Win It podcast. Find us on Twitter at DF Cafe. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. We've got lots of great content covering every sport at dailyfantasycafe.com.